Hey, it's Oliver,
And Luca.
and today we're going to be talking about which is better, PC or console.
Personally, I prefer console because I can't use a keyboard. That's why you're the editor.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense, but PC is so much more portable. I mean, you can bring it everywhere.
Yeah, but the same is for the Switch, which it was really meant to be a portable console, especially with their new Nintendo Switch Lite.
Yes, that's true, but I mean, it's so much easier. I mean, it's a bigger screen, way better graphics. I mean, the controls are a lot easier on a keyboard, personally. I mean, I don't know about you, but
Well,
because
there's a lot of keys. I don't know what
apparently,
flippity
yeah,
to touch.
apparently you can't touch a keyboard, so
I
yeah,
can touch a keyboard, just don't know what to do with a keyboard.
right, okay,
I'll buy anything but a computer.
well, still, it's so much
Viva la
easier.
resistance.
Great. Still, it's so much easier to bring it anywhere.
Well, like I said, the Switch is literally a portable console, and using my phone, I can connect it to my PS4. And if you have a small TV, a generator, and your Xbox with you, just plug it in and go from there.
Well, I mean, I highly doubt anyone's ever going to use that. But the other thing with your phone there, you're going to use all your data, like in seconds, streaming from your PS4. So,
well, the same thing, kind of the same thing with your PC.
not really. I just download a game and you can use it offline.
Wait. Dude, what you can't play online via your PC unless you have Wi-Fi. I can't play online using without Wi-Fi on my phone. I could use that, I don't have to. And also, Switch doesn't need Wi-Fi either.
Nor does a PC if you download it.
But if
and again, your Switch either has to be downloaded or you have to bring all your weird cards with you. So
cartridges,
whatever it is.
Stop being a knick-knack.
All right. Anyway, why don't we talk about a little technical? Really, I think that PC's displays are probably the best that there are.
Well, it really depends on what PC you have, right? There's a big difference between a $2,000 gaming PC and the rinky-dink PC that you get on some guy's curve for $10.
All right, well, I guess that makes sense, but I mean, the Nintendo Switch's display is definitely not exactly as good as a PC's would be, but it depends, I guess. I mean, it's not exactly meant to always be played on the display, right? I mean, you always
on a TV, the actual display is quite good. But when you put it on mobile version, because of how it actually is, it'd be incredibly difficult to actually make for such a small portable console that to actually do with such amazing graphics.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, they did do a good job either way. How about we talk a little bit about keyboard versus controller?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I find that controllers are a lot easier to use than keyboards because, well, keyboards have a bunch of buttons on them. Controllers just have the main buttons that you'll need. Of course, in games, you can't have as much stuff in them because of the limited controls, but at least you know where everything is and it's a lot simpler. Don't you agree?
That is true. I do have to agree with you on that because I know that sometimes I have played on my PC and I accidentally hit, for me, there's a play button. So all of a sudden it pops up my music and starts playing my music because I accidentally hit it. So I do understand, sometimes, not that there's excess buttons or anything, but yes, sometimes it can get a little crowded, but still, I mean, I find it's still a little easier on a keyboard because, it's a little faster. You can move your hands around a little faster, I find. Maybe, yes, I do have to agree, it's not as comfortable as a controller, but I feel it's definitely easier on PC.
Yep. I mean, we're talking about the main three piece consoles, and the only ones I know about, the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the Nintendo. In this case, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. The PlayStation, the Xbox, and the Switch controllers are really comfortable. The only controller that I can think of is the basic Switch controllers because of how small they are, and even then, they do have an attachment to put them together, so it's kind of like a real controller.
That's true, except they're a little longer, but
yeah.
I mean, you have probably a lot more experience on consoles than I do, so what would you say for long-term gaming? What would you say is probably the best one?
I find that the Xbox One controller is honestly the most comfortable, but that's just me.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really played very much on Xbox. Neither on Switch really. I just have a PlayStation, but I love my PlayStation controller. I find that they're pretty comfy, but still PCs. I still like the keyboard quite a bit. I mean, I still find it's nice. You can just move around nice and fast and easy. And the other thing is you have tons more options. The other thing is like some games, you have to push X and R2 and L2 at the same time for this power instead of just pressing like E on your keyboard, which I find is probably a little bit easier.
But my problem is, like, you're looking at your screen, and then you want to attack someone, like, and then you're like, where the flip is the attack button, where the flip is R or F or something. Someone who isn't as experienced will have much more trouble on a keyboard than a controller.
I do agree with you there. It is a very good point.
Do you want to talk a bit about games on console versus games on PC?
Sure, we can do that. Really, one of the games that's probably one of the most played there is on PC is Minecraft Java Edition. And I have to say that if you're not talking about Java Edition, which I prefer over Bedrock, but either way, if you're playing Bedrock on PC too, the controls on PC are a lot nicer for Minecraft than it is on any console. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess because Minecraft. I guess on Minecraft, since there's less controls, it must be easier. I don't really play PC, like I said, but yeah, but there's pretty much Minecraft on everything. So I wouldn't really count as a Minecraft as really exclusive, but
No,
they do
but
have
Java Edition
yes,
is more.
Java Edition does have specialties on it, like the snapshots, but we still have Minecraft on literally everything. But let's talk a bit about Nintendo. Nintendo is actually really smart because pretty much all Nintendo games are exclusive to what?
Nintendo Switch. Well,
Nintendo
really.
Switch, Wii U. You can't get them on anything else. That's why Nintendo's so popular. Like, Nintendo may not have the best consoles. Well, I mean, the Wii exists, so
The Wii
yeah.
is, yeah, like
The Wii,
the,
everyone
like
had
the
the
best.
Wii. Everyone had the Wii. So, and, well, besides the point of the Wii.
Nintendo, if you can hear us, please bring back the Wii,
Well,
please.
actually, the Wii actually died when, remember, Just Dance came out, the new one for 2020? That was the last Wii game.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, yeah, okay. But back to actually talking about games, Nintendo's games are like Mario. You can't get them anywhere else. I honestly would actually prefer maybe playing Mario on my, I don't know, my PlayStation or on my Xbox or even PC. But they were smart and made it only for the Nintendo Switch or any console for any Nintendo console because that's why Nintendo's so popular.
Are you done with Nintendo? Because, I mean, this is supposed to be PC versus console, not PC versus Nintendo.
Yes. Oh yeah, and Xbox and PlayStation has exclusives as well, like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I love that game. I played that on...
I didn't play it.
You didn't play it? Well, maybe
I only play
should.
games I like. And you know what I like? I like Skyrim. You know what's the most important part of a PC or console?
What?
The gameplay.
That is true. I really think that, again, like I was saying, keyboard I find is a little easier, although it's not exactly as comfortable as a controller, but I find that's a big part of the gameplay. It's definitely part that you have to consider with it. But really, the gameplay, I mean, the difference is that it depends on, like, the experience with the gameplay. I mean, like, certain PCs don't have as big of, like, a screen as others, so, when you have a bigger screen, it's more of an experience, which probably better gameplay in that factor.
Yeah. Same thing with console. Like, you plug your console into your TV, but if your TV, it's a big difference between your TV being like 24-inch or 50-inch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, I have a projector that's like huge, as big as like a wall. So for me, that's like a huge advantage because you can see a lot clearer. I find it's a lot bigger. You don't have to focus as small on a smaller screen, which is definitely part of the gameplay factor.
Yeah, but I guess if you're sitting down and right next to your PC, you don't want a huge screen because then you have to look on all the corners
Of
for everything.
course. Right, exactly.
Same thing with console. For example, my setup is I have a couch like a couple feet away from my TV because that's just how easiest for me to do it.
That does make sense, but sadly, we are out of time for today, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Our episodes are released every second week, and you can go check us out at DragX Studios on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yes, and you can go and on there you can find out my and his Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Also, before we end this, I just want to say I had a lot of fun doing this, and it doesn't matter what you like. You can play on whatever you want.
Exactly, I completely agree with Luca here. Personally, I still love console, even though I like PC almost probably just as much. And you know what? It really doesn't matter what you play on, as long as you like what you're playing.
Yeah, and also playing with friends is also a lot of fun.
So yeah, make sure to check us out in 2 weeks on Oliver and Luca's Nerd Talk.